Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and a new video. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe down below. I post a new video every single week. And if you're not new here, then welcome back. I'm so happy that you're here. Also feel free to check out all my other social media channels. I will link them in the description as well as the end of this video. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a step-by-step tutorial for this no makeup look. It is a super natural look and it's also going to cater to people who have acne prone skin because I know how much of a struggle it is to cover your acne sometimes and still have it be natural. So I started working on a no makeup routine that works for both parties. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so first things first, and probably the most important step is going to be your skincare. Especially for a no makeup look, you want to make sure that your base looks absolutely flawless. So typically for makeup prep, I like to do a serum as well as a moisturizer. The first thing I'm going to go in with is the Corsex Snail Mucin Serum. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared to use this at first because it was snail mucin, but it works so incredibly well and it completely helped with my scarring. Now you're just gonna rub it into your face, kind of tap it in. I always put it down my neck too. I don't really know if I'm supposed to do that, but it's okay. And then I go in with my absolute favorite cream, the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. And once again, you're gonna put that all throughout your face. Always apply a good amount of moisturizer because you wanna make sure that your base looks super hydrated. Also, I like to always add a lip balm at the beginning of my makeup routine so that my lips are very hydrated for any lip product. And for that, I'm gonna be using Aquaphor. I apply a lot of this as well. We're all done with skin prep. Now time for the makeup. First things first, I always like to apply a primer. I'm going to be using the Refi primer today. So you're just going to apply a decent amount of this by just rolling it onto the skin. This thing feels so good on my face. It's like I'm getting a facial. You can also just pat it in as well, just so it marinates into the skin. Now we're going to wait a couple minutes just so it sets. So after the primer, I'm going to be doing brows. So I'm going to be using my Refi primer. This is just a clear one, and I like to use this just so my brows are all set in place. Okay, so we're going to zoom in a little bit, and you're just going to brush up the brows. And then after you apply it, you can go in with this little brush tool and just brush them in place. Okay, so that's all we're going to do for the brows. I don't want to do too much since this is a no makeup look. We're trying to go for as natural as possible. Next thing I'm going to use is the e.l.f. Halo Glow, and I'm going to use this because as you can see, I have some redness and I want to kind of combat that while still keeping it a little bit lighter. Also, the purpose of this tutorial is so that you can cover your acne while still having a natural makeup look. So that's what I'm going to do today. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. So I'm not going to use a lot of this. I'm just going to use a little amount. I'm just going to kind of spread it where I have any redness just so it doesn't peek through. I know how it feels for all my acne girlies who want to try and get a natural makeup look, and it's very difficult, but skin tints always help. And then before we blend that all out, I'm going to be using the Drunk Elephant Goldie Drops just so I can add a little more shine to my skin. Just going to add about 2 dots on top of my cheeks. And then I'm going to go in with a beauty blender and just kind of pat that all into my skin. So this is what everything looks like blended out. As you can see, it completely combated my redness and kind of just took away all of that uneven skin tone. Now my redness is not fully gone, but that's what we're going to be using concealer for. For concealer, we're going to be using my favorite one of all time. This is the Haus Labs concealer. And once again, I'm going to be doing the same kind of idea. I'm just going to put a little bit under my eyes and wherever I have any sort of pimples or acne peeking out. I don't mind if I have a little bit of redness as long as I kind of get majority of it gone. So this is kind of where I put all of it. Just going to go back again with our beauty blender and blend it all out. So this is what we look like with the base all finished. The concealer just added that extra little layer and I love how it looks. Also, I don't feel like anything is on my skin and it's not heavy at all. So we're not completely done with our cream products yet. Next, I'm going to be using the Makeup by Mario Contour Stick. This one is in the shade Medium Dark. And I'm just going to apply a tiny amount because you don't want it to look too harsh, but you still want to kind of lightly shape your face. So I'm just going to add a few dots like this. So you're just going to tap it in. That, and then I'm also going to do the same thing on my forehead, slightly on my nose, and then we're going to blend it out with my Makeup by Mario brush. For this, you can just lightly tap while blending it and it'll kind of just blend right away. I love doing this because although it's subtle, it just adds a little bit extra color to your face and more definition. This is what we look like now with the contour. It's very subtle, but it just adds that extra little tan. And I'd be needing a tan right now because I haven't gotten sun in months. Now that that's done, we're going to go in with blush. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury one. I forget what this one is called, but I think it's Pink Gasm or something like that. And this blush comes out very sheer if you do it lightly. So I'm just going to add a couple of dots once again, kind of on the cheekbone, because it also has a little bit of highlight in it. I'll show you on this side, just like 2 dots like this. And I always like to put pink on my nose, so I just add a dot of pink. And we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're just gonna blend it out with the brush, just tapping it in like so. I like to do it on the high points of my face because I feel like it brings everything up. I'll show you a little closer on this one, just tapping it in. The brush, I like to tap, not really rub too much because I feel like it gets a little bit streaky like that. And this is what we're looking like with all of our cream products done. Next thing, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of powder, not too much because I don't want it to look too cakey or in any way of like a full glam. So I'm just gonna add a tiny amount with my powder puff. Just dip in slightly and just tap it in the corner just so it holds my makeup kind of together. Same thing on the other side. And now with any excess, you can just kind of tap it on your face. So that's pretty much it for that. You don't want to do too much just because you want it to look as natural as possible. Now we're just going to set our face with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I like to do a lot of this, especially because we didn't add much powder. You just fan it off. Now you're just going to sit and let that dry. Okay, so I think we're pretty much done with our base. I don't want to add too many powder products on top because I don't want it to look any way cakey. I want it to look as natural as possible. And I think that the way I put on the cream products just kind of gave me the look that I wanted. Since we're not adding powder products, I'm going to move on to the lashes. And for this, I'm going to do kind of the same idea. I'm just going to curl the lashes upward and kind of hold it for a few seconds. This thing scares me so much. Especially I did it one time in the car and I was so scared that my boyfriend was going to slam on the brakes and then boom, you know. Okay, so other eye, you're just gonna curl your lashes, and then I'm still gonna go in with a little bit of mascara. So this is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a little bit onto the tips of my eyelashes. I'm not gonna add it to the roots because I don't want it to look too much. I'm just adding a slight bit so that it looks kind of noticeable, or like my lashes look noticeable. Okay, so kind of like this. As you can see, the lashes look a little bit better on that side. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other side. You're pretty much just giving yourself a mini lash lift. That's what I like to think of it as. I also like to blink every single time I brush it through. That way there's no clumps. So I think that's gonna be it for that. I just wanted to give it a little bit of a lift, not too much. Okay, so we're pretty much done with the look, but last thing we're gonna do is lips. I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. lip oil in the shade Rose Envy. So I'm just gonna apply it to my lips. I like using lip oils for like natural makeup looks because I feel like it just kind of enhances your lip. I feel like it's more like a clear gloss and it adds a little bit of pigment, not too much. This is what the lips look like. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is what the finished look looks like. I absolutely love how this turned out, and it doesn't take much time. But yeah, this is the finished look. What do we think? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. That is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to subscribe down below. I post a new video every single week. And if you'd like to check out all my other social media channels, I will link them in the description as well at the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Bye guys!